You are live. What's going on?
So a lot of news, a lot of stuff, a lot of changes going on in the world, man.
Yeah, that is so true, man.
We were talking earlier, just you wonder what is going on behind the scenes because it seems like things are being put out there, but what's the real story? What's really going on? They're
That
not
is
talk,
so true, man.
they're
That
not
is so
talking about the economy. They're not talking about food supplies being short. They're not talking about all this other stuff that's affecting people every day.
Oh
So,
yeah.
let me put this up here.
Yeah, let me go ahead and type this in. Because at the end of the day, man, we really gotta keep our heads level.
Yeah. You got to be prepared. You got to do all those things. I'm pushing my canning, every week. What's up, Coy?
What's good with you, Coy?
You know,
Let
so
me
I'm
make
pushing my
sure.
canning because the stores are still, short supply. So having stuff canned and ready to go, ready to eat is always a good thing.
Yeah, something good to know. Yeah, what's good? Yeah, it's things out here that a lot of people are looking at, and it's like this lone shooter, gunman, and mass shooting. And it's like it's getting catching on. It's getting crazy.
And people are just like we talked about earlier. 100 it had to be at least 150 people just out in the middle of the street with signs and Jesus is coming, yada yada yada. I mean, what is that about? I mean, that could easily lead to all kinds of crazy type behavior, but people are just feeling like they want to just go out and just protest and this and that and the other and impose their thoughts and beliefs on other people. And it's like, okay, I'm all for people believing what they want to believe, but it just seems like it's getting a little out of hand. People feel emboldened to do pretty much anything because you don't believe what I believe. So now I have the right to walk into your church and shoot you. I have the right to go to a store and shoot you or kill your kids. So it's it's getting crazy. It's getting
Yeah,
crazy, and we have to be vigilant. We have to be, you know, always the protectors. Always watching out, looking out for things because a lot of people are asleep. You see it. You see them walking down the street, just unaware of everything that's going around, walking right into danger. So um, that's my mission to get prepared, stay prepared. Especially on the medical tip. A lot of good things going on that. So um, just keeping people aware.
hmm
Hopefully, getting people to just do the things that you can do to be as prepared as possible.
yeah,
Because we've seen the signs, we've seen everything that goes on. But what if you done this week? What have you done yesterday or the day before? The
hmm
week, you know.
yeah. That's so true. That is so true. Man. Yeah, I had a few people contact me about bug in bags and bug out bags and stuff like that, and I said you have to feel your preference. Do you feel safer inside or outside?
Yeah,
Or if you get forced outside, do you have that bag prepared?
yeah,
Where you can transition from that bag from bug in to bug out.
yeah. But do you carry it with you? Because I talked today to the brothers in the Naga meeting, and they were saying that they just started recently. What's up, Power J? They just started recently carrying their EDC every day, and I was like,
What?
wait a second. EDC stands for everyday carry. Why
Yeah.
aren't you carrying your weapon if you can? Like, I just got lazy and didn't feel like carrying it. I'm like, that's the wrong attitude. You above everybody should know. You need to have your weapon on you at all times. There's
Must
no
be an
reason.
ST.
Yeah,
Sometimes toting.
it's like so it doesn't. It's surprising the people who you think would be ready aren't, and those that other people who are just like
Yeah.
not even aware that there's a need to be ready, a need to get prepared. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's really surprised me that they
yeah.
said that they
And
don't
you'd be
carry every day.
amazed.
Yeah, you carry every day.
Huh?
Do you carry every day?
Everyday EDC.
Yeah, it's like I do the same thing. I force myself. When it comes up in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm just going here, so I don't need, or I'm just going, and I go, okay, that'll be the one time something breaks off and you don't have it. So Yeah.
Yeah, EDCs are like driver's license. You got to carry.
Yeah.
them.
Just make it part of your routine. It's not that hard. We got to do those things. We got to, take those steps because it may fall on us one day. Something may pop off. So I don't know. As far as any training or weapons, you getting any of that, or any of your canning, prepping? What have you been looking at and thinking about doing? I know you talked about the. Gosh, my brain just went dead. Drones. How's that going, and why do you think that's so important?
Well, to me, I think if you get in a situation or in a location that you don't have, your way out, it's good to have a drone that you can put up in the air. Mine's right now, like I said, is in the trunk, just in case. That's part of my emergency.
Okay. So it's in your trunk. How do you keep it charged? Do you charge it up, or have the batteries that you charge?
Yeah, I have batteries charged. I keep my batteries charged up. When I go out, bring it in, sometimes check it, then go out, throw it in the trunk. Just like your flares and stuff. That's part of your.
Okay. So if something happened, how long would it take you to get from wanting to get something in the air to get the thing in the air and surveilling? How long does it usually take?
I say a matter of minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it from me hopping out the car to the trunk, getting it out, setting it up,
What's up, bro?
Yeah. I say, give me about 5, I'm saying, a little rusty until, I get it down, get proficient with it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I really don't want to push myself there unless I want to get away from the vehicle. Yeah. Because you got to have that get home bag.
Yeah. So what situations do you see yourself using that for?
I see myself using it if I get on the road and an EMP hits on the interstate, grab my stuff, my items out of the trunk and head off the road, get up in some brush or something like that and see an opening and, see how everything turns out. Just keeping a safe, vigilant view of everything.
That's definitely why I want to get into it, because like that situation we talked about before where there's a mob of people, 150 people, they're blocking the road. You don't want to roll right up on them because you don't know if they're armed, if they're violent. So being able to spot that from a distance, get that thing up in the air, just kind of surveil, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of, unnecessary, problems. So, and you're seeing more of that spontaneous stuff pop up around the country, around the world, just spontaneous demonstrations and violence and stuff like that. So having those tools to surveil, whether it's, binoculars, whether it's something in the air like a drone, you have to have those things in your toolkit, being prepared. We have to go beyond just, having some of the basic stuff and thinking outside of the box, because you never know what kind of situation you're going to roll up on,
And don't forget.
Yeah.
Get home bag.
Yeah. Where's mine? I don't know where mine is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there in the corner. So, yeah. So, yeah.
And that right there is a part of it that really keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when you're really prepared, you can never be over prepared.
Yeah.
But you can be under prepared.
Yeah, I always think about that. Do I have too much? Am I doing too much? Am I packing away too much food? Am I doing? But it's like at the end of the day, no, you just, put yourself in a better situation. Like with the food, I keep going back to that. I use that, just for meals when I don't want to cook. I already have beans and everything else. I can make a meal, this and chicken, everything else. Take it, open it up within minutes. You have a whole meal. So it's, it's pros to it besides just being prepared for stuff hitting the fan. It's being prepared, in other situations, it's all good.
But yeah, that's some things that, think about a lot of stuff. Make sure to put this in so people can come in, enjoy what we're doing here. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's something that a lot of people should just focus on doing. Because the questions you ask me, I ask myself sometimes in the back of my head, hey.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because a lot of times we have stuff, but we don't think, okay, how can I use this? How can I, optimize this? Is there another way that, another purpose or another way I could train to use this, firearm or this gear that's in my kit,
Yeah.
How can I optimize, gear so I don't have to carry as much or, stuff like that. So, packing up IFAC kits and staging those. That's one thing we need to start sharing and talking with people about, because a lot of people, they get an IFAC kit, but everything's in packages wrapped up, this, that, and the other. So it's like, okay, now you have this, whatever it is you're needing, and it's wrapped up inside a container. And when you get hyped
First
up,
thing when you hit my bag, it opens up.
yeah,
Got my radar here, and then I got my first aid right up top.
And you got to have it staged, ready to go. Stuff that you need to get quick access to should already be staged. It shouldn't be wrapped up in packages. You're going to have a hard time opening that package. Yeah, fine motor movement doesn't work, so getting that stuff staged and ready to go is always important. Yeah.
Next thing you should grab out of here, first aid.
Yeah. And I'll break those open. A lot of times, I'll break those open to see what's in there, how it's packaged. Then I'll repackage it. I know I use a lot of like the quart or gallon freezer bags that have the zip tie or whatever that you can close them. I use those a lot of time, and I'll take it and repackage the stuff that comes out of those kits so I can see it, first of all, and I'll write what it is and the times and dates that I put it in there, so that certain things expire. So opening those things up and then repackaging them goes a long way, because in that way, say somebody just needs something like a blood control unit or a wrap, you can just take that and give it to them without giving them the whole kit, because you may need something out of that kit. So breaking those kits down and packaging them goes a long way, and everybody's different.
Old soul lifestyle.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. It really is, because you never know what you're going to roll across. I don't know if you heard, I was telling MHP, I ran across a group like about 150 people. They were protesting in the middle of the road today with signs and stuff like that and blocking the road. And I was like, from far away, you couldn't tell what was going on. So be able to surveil that situation and maybe avoid it, if you can, comes in handy. So I think, that's a good idea to have your tools on you, and how to use them. So I definitely got to get one in my trunk for sure.
Oh, yeah. And you think about it, really, it's easier to get out of your vehicle than trying to grab it and forget it in the house and be like, oh, I forgot this. I forgot that, Yeah. And plus, you want to move light as possible. Yeah.
It's just part of your kit, part of your gear. So that's a good idea. I got to get me one of those.
Yeah. And that's just the mediocre one. You really want to, get you one really proficient and get the understanding whereabouts before you start going out and spending a lot of money. Because
do your homework.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about people buying these $700, $800, and they just go and disappear.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Most of us work for a living. And, we want to be careful with our dollars. So.
True.
Like anything, when you're spending money, even like we talk about medical kits. Sometimes these medical kits you get online, they cost a lot, but they're garbage. They have garbage components. They have third party or foreign, manufacturers just throwing things together. So you have to be really careful. I always talk about the brother Noir Armory, how he puts together those kits. He's a physician from Baton Rouge, so he's making these kits in. Providing them, and they're all high quality materials. So you can save $1, but end up costing you $10. So do your due diligence on those as well. And just because you pay a lot of money, also at the same time doesn't mean you're getting, your money's worth. So you got to do your homework on those things.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Do you have your geek gear, like your USBs, your power surge cords?
Yeah, I get these chargers. These are my battery backups. Have the connections for different type of devices.
Yeah.
The USB devices, I have, a couple of them that have, multi USB, so you can plug them into multiple devices. So you got to have that stuff, especially like just to keep your small electronic devices charged and up and running. So these devices here, you can reach each one of them. You can recharge your phone at least 3 times, so that'll keep you, up and working in an emergency. You can also, of course, the crank phones, or not crank phones, but the crank radios, those can also be used for that. So having all that gear in your repertoire, is important, and using it, because a lot of people don't use it. So you gotta go out and use your gear. You gotta train with it.
Empty SD cards, flash drives.
Yeah. There's my SD. I have like 5 of these. So all kinds of information, from maps to personal information, are all on these from this. And again, I think we talked about it last week. If you think about the changes in technologies over the last 15, 20 years in IT, you've had different formats of different things that come and go as far as storage devices. But what's always been around? USB drives.
Yeah.
Those are going to have been around. They're going to be around. So you need to incorporate those into your kit as far as having important information and data saved and maybe shared. And they have the ones that are secured. You can put passwords on them and encrypt them so that it does get lost. People just don't have all your personal information. So, but USB drives, those are like go-tos. You have to have those in your kit, because carrying papers and all that other stuff,
the birth certificate and social,
practical. Yeah. So, and these things are cheap nowadays. Storage is cheap, so there's really no excuse not to have it. I think most people get the reason they don't do it is because it takes time. You have to sit down and collate all the data and then save it. But once you do it, it's all there. And then back it up to other devices. So, that's one thing I always make sure that I do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not really carrying that paperwork.
Yeah,
you have
folders and files and all the other stuff. I mean, it's good to have it as a backup to the backup to the backup, but having multiple of those and then putting them in, EMP resistant containers. Some people use microwaves, which have been, modified. If you have an old microwave, you can do that, of course. But having that data saved, in multiple places, with multiple people, especially if it's vital data. And one of the biggest things is passports. A lot of us do not have passports. If there's ever an emergency, say a national emergency, where people have to evacuate to Canada or Mexico, the first people they're going to get to go are those with valid passports, because they can prove who they are. They can travel a lot easier. If you don't have a passport, you're going to be stuck at the back of the line, trying to, this, that, and the other, if they let you over at all. So making sure everybody in your family has that passport, because you never know, when stuff may, break down. I know Ghana recently said, every African American here is an honorary citizen of Ghana. So, and was telling people, hey, if you ever need a place to go, come here. But right seats, you get that passport. Because
that's so true.
If you wait until you need it, that process is going to be so backed up. You got to wait months, years, maybe, just to get it. So do that now while there's no crazy going on. A lot of this stuff that we talk about, do it now while it's not crazy. Do it now while you have the time, because doing it in the midst of all the crazy is just not a good thing.
That's so true. We sit up here and we watch movies, and when they open up the safe, you see the money, the gun, the passports, and you just don't really think about it. But like, hey,
that's real. That's a real.
Absolutely. That's all should be in the safe.
Yeah. Even if it's in a little, container like this, an ammo container. Just throw it in there. You can carry it. Have your gun, your passport, some cash. You're good to go. These things are waterproof. They're mobile. You have all your stuff right in there. That's a mobile safe, basically.
Yeah.
Put a padlock or whatever lock on there. So there are ways around it. We don't have to have the big fancy, in the wall safe. Yeah. But take the time while we have time to do those little small things. It goes a long way in the event of disasters, even like hurricanes and stuff like that. When you're going for, national, aid and stuff like that. You have to prove who you are.
Yeah.
So have those documents on hand. That speeds the process. You don't want to be the last person in the line because you weren't ready.
Yeah, and this thing right here I've used over the years in IT. It's like a locking key. It's a locking. It's basically your wireless locking key for your computer. If you walk away, also you can track this too. So
there you go.
Plus a tracking device. So
Good
it
stuff.
comes in real handy at work. So nobody can walk up and key log in you.
Yeah, CJ, I don't know if you heard. I was out at the NAGA training with the brothers today, and a couple of them were saying that they don't even carry their EDC every day. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So it's good you're carrying that, setting that example, because a lot of people get complacent and lazy, and oh, nothing's going to happen. But the one time you don't have it, that's when it's going to happen. Stuff's going to pop off. So
yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's good to know somebody's in the crowd that's due diligent.
Yeah. I learned that couch lesson when they had that freeze here in Texas last year, because every place was like, oh, our system's down, cash only, cash only, cash only. So
that's right. House of Siege, you get got.
You get got for sure. You get got. So
it is facts. Because that's all you see, Tactical Carl is going over them videos.
Yeah.
That dude just get walked up on. It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So I admonished them a little bit and say, yeah, we got to do better, man. Just so they were saying, yeah, they're going to try to be more vigilant with it. But, we talked about earlier how we have to force ourselves, no matter what. Carry that. Keep that piece on you. A piece of steel. That's what Dia said.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I wasn't really proficient on carrying my weapon until, I'll say, about 2 years ago.
Yeah. What made the change? What changed?
What really changed was the atmosphere of what was going on and what was going on around me. I was just like, okay, I'm nonchalant. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm relaxed. I'm not going far, but I'm going here. But now it's like, okay, it's going to kick off right now in Wally World as soon as you walk through,
Yeah. Also in that same boat, when you start seeing the crazy going on, it just takes it to another level. It just makes you want to just say, hey, this stuff is real. It could happen at any time. And like Steve said, you can get got at any point.
Yeah.
So why not be in a positive position rather than being, the brother or sister just ain't ready. Then that just had a possibility of doing better. But
you know how you go in the store now, people look at you and do that nod. They do that nod and be like,
I'm looking at everybody.
What's the EDC nod?
Yeah, that's what I get all the time.
What's the EDC nod?
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Brady? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like scanning people and I'm trying to see if they're carrying. If I'm not
Brady.
So yeah, it's real. It's real. We have to hold each other accountable and keep pushing the message, because you never know. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
guns don't argue. How you doing? Got a lot of people. But that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's something that, to think about, having a passport, EDC, cash on the go, Just start carrying your card digital, hit that swipe or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot, I was watching some survival a while back, and the guy was telling me a certain amount of bills to carry, what to have, and how you fold them, and how you do this, minimizing the carry of, your survival items.
It's a parasite.
Yeah. And I seen one person, I think they had a tube, PVC, and they were stuffing in the backyard of certain ammunition and stuff.
You can't have too much. You can't be too careful. You can't be too trained. You can't be too prepared.
Look at us.
Hey, better to look like a serial killer than
Yeah.
because people won't mess with you.
No.
You know, they might think twice at least. You know,
Yeah.
just let them know, hey, yeah, I'm watching you just like you watching me. I got my eye on you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Remember that old movie with Dana Glover, The Predator, when everybody was on the subway?
Yeah,
Everybody had guns.
yeah, that's how it should be. I mean, what they always say, armed society is a polite society.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You know, but we get things told, you know, that are contrary to that. You know, even with the Supreme Court recent ruling in New York, you know, they're still trying to find ways to keep, you know, weapons out of people and changing the rules. What's up? What's up? What's up, Doc?
Yeah, that's so true. Let me put this in out here one more time.
Yeah.
Try to get everybody to come on in. Enjoy us. Let's join. You know.
Peace through power. Most stuff. Yeah.
It is.
One of the things I've been trying to do too is up my physical training. So I'm feeling good with that. Brother True workout regimen. And like I said, I showed you the salad earlier, which is really good. Been really pushing that and feeling good with that. So that's another thing we all have to, you know, just take time, you know, to love ourselves enough to get out there and just spend a little time, you know, whatever your limitations may be, you know, push yourself a little bit, get that physical training and get out, you know, get some sunlight, get some fresh air, you know, don't be in the house all the time. Take care of your mental health, you know, psychological health. Surround yourself with positive people and keep it moving because that helps you to, you know, get through a lot of this stuff. You know, your reaction to it's going to be better if you're in a positive mindset. So, you know, do all those things that make you feel better, that get you prepared to handle, you know, any situation. What's up? What's up, Mrs. Gatto? Yeah, I think a lot of times we neglect those things, you know, because we feel like I'm responsible for taking care of this person, so I got to spend time taking care of them, or work's busy, or this, that, and the other. But you have to care for yourself because if you're not well, how you gonna be around to take care of somebody else? 5 miles, 88 degrees. There you go.
That's good. That is, wow, that's beautiful. That is real good.
That's what's up.
Getting that tempo, that pace up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that flow. Yeah.
Get up, get out, and do something.
Yeah, I got to. Because like I said, in the winter months, getting on that treadmill with that backpack and.
Yeah, we did our thing today. By the time we left, it was just getting to 100. So most of it was like 95, 98. So it wasn't too bad today. But getting that sunlight, it just makes you feel a lot better. Fresh air makes you feel better. So whatever it is, whatever your routine is, you know, get it.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is so true, man. It's let me see, what is the conceal to carry? Have you added any new magazines? And
I bought a few magazines. I need to get some more AK magazines with the threat of them, you know, limiting magazine capacities and stuff like that. So I want to get some more AK mags. I have a lot of ARs, but I'll probably buy a few of those. The ones I want to get are from my HK VP9, but those are $50 a pop. So
put it out there, people.
Yeah. Ammo. Gotta
get it.
Get it now. Stack it deep.
Yeah. You leave the house. Get it. A box or something. I find myself just going, let me get one box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all it takes. If you do a little bit at a time, you know, you look up and you'll have, you know.
That's what I've been saying. When you start seeing a lot of ammo, you see left magazines.
Yeah. What to do? Life in Baton Rouge. What's up? Yeah, A-Card 91, you're right. Magazines are harder, but if you can get them online or whatever.
Yeah, that is true. That's a go-to place I go to.
Yeah, that's one of my go-tos as well. So online is A lot of those sites are very, very,
Life in Baton Rouge.
they're very, very good. They're prompt in their service, and I've never had any issue with that site in particular.
Y'all stay safe out there. That's when we put that out there because times are getting tight, man.
Hmm.
Guess what I found, BP?
What's up?
I found my information for my Bofang.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
location, the database of. Let me see, can I get
There you
that?
go. Could get them all configured and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to buy a couple more. That's one thing. I need to buy a couple more of those just to have.
Yeah. That is so true, Doc. Ammo, firearms are nothing but overpriced paperweights.
Yeah. And then training, I keep pushing that training deal, but you got to get out there and at least practice with all of your gear, not just the firearms, everything that you have.
Oh, CZ.
Yeah, CZs are. Yeah.
Check Canic. I think Canic mags work with certain CZs.
One sec.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. Oh yeah, they're gonna be pricey. They're gonna be a little pricey. This day and age now, they're pulling away. Once you get more focus on the ammunition, the magazine prices start to creep up.
Yeah, that's the same as the 8K Max, $50 a pop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, SIGs are going up too, depending on where you buy them to. Also,
Yeah.
Regular 9mm mags are getting 10mm prices.
Yeah. So,
That's
any
what
new
I-
firearms you're looking at getting before in the near future, or are you good?
Right now, pistols, I am good. I'm working on, like you said, my AR, building it up, adding parts, certain items. But mainly, I'm just focusing on now, away from the weapons. That's about them MDGs.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a helmet, certain items and stuff.
Yeah.
But I always focus on every day, regardless, every month, parts.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, parts.
What about people in the chat? Is there anything that people are prioritizing and adding to their kit, adding to their repertoire, whether it's training, gear, what kind of things are people feeling like?
I don't know. I just had somebody come up to me and ask me what cord they should have in their bags, and I told them 550.
Yeah.
And some people didn't even know that the 550 meant the weight of the cord.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that. They thought it was a certain type of cord.
Yeah.
So no, that's the weight.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Having cordage, different types of cordage in your kit, in your bag, is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
And then knots. That's one thing we need to start maybe going over too. Knowing how
Half
to tie
hitch, square
different
knots,
knots. It's like,
bowling.
Cordage doesn't do any good if you can't use it appropriately. It's just like, it's pretty much useless. So
half hitch, square knot.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of good resources online. I mean, there's tons of stuff online to where you can learn and practice and do that. Just have cordage in your hand and just training with my supplies. I have,
That's what you do.
Just pushing yourself and practicing, keeping your skills up. Because if you don't do it, you get rusty and forget stuff. So on your downtime, or even if you're sitting in front of the TV or just chilling, get a piece of rope and start tying knots. Boom, boom, boom. There's that. There's a half hitch. There's a cordage. There's all this other stuff. So
1 to 2 months, always rotate your magazines. Please do that. Your ammunition out of your magazines.
I'm bad with that.
That spring is good.
Yeah, I'm bad with that. I'll leave mine loaded, especially in my AKs. But I run through those a little more. But my ARs, I'm bad with that because I don't shoot them as often. So I need to start doing that. That's something I need to improve on.
Yeah, because I've found 2 mags
Oh,
The
really?
followers had everything leaning. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
After a
gonna be
while,
a feeding issue that when you don't want it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'm glad this, time and time it shows, wear and tear.
that's what's up. Old soul lifestyle. That's what's up. There's so much information out there, and then you could just share that with other people too. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, that was a thing growing up, being in the Boy Scouts, learn how to friggin' do knots all day. That's how you did. But a lot of
My
people don't
branch of
know.
service, we had to do that for the bosun side
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're in the Navy, yeah.
Yeah.
You get tied
Have
up,
you
you gotta get
square
thrown
knot,
overboard. Yeah.
bosun knot. I'm like, Jesus, really?
Gotta make you walk the plank if you can't, do what you're supposed to do.
Oh, shoestring knot. No.
That's not gonna work. Trying to tie down a 10,000-pound piece of equipment with a shoestring.
That is so true, man.
Not a good
He said,
scenario.
he said, yeah, brand new. I never used and need to run them.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It is so true.
That's exactly why I shot my AR today, because I hadn't shot it in forever. It's like I gotta run, see if it still works, see if these magazines are good, see if if my skill set is still good. So yeah.
Yeah. Get out there and run it.
Yeah, you gotta run it.
Like, I'm glad I got some mileage on my stuff when we were at the meetup.
Yeah.
Because at the end, I waited so long and then put the scope on there and then we got out to the range. I thought, oh, I got to sight this in.
Yeah.
I forgot and just realized that I took this thing off.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing out there, sighting and scoping. Once I got it in, and who was that? Pimp named Slickback. He shot 75 yards with no problem. I said, okay.
There you go. That's a good accessory pair of tie. Yeah, that was one of the things I didn't get to shoot with a lot of people or go up and down the line this year. So hopefully next year I get a chance to do more of that. I don't think I'm going to bring any weapons next year.
Just ammo?
Yeah, just ammo. I said that last year.
Yeah, you did. You said that with the first one. You said, I ain't worried about ammo.
I'm not going to bring anything. And yeah, but
I thought the same thing, but I'm just gonna bring mine just in case everybody's thinking like that and don't bring nothing.
Yeah, nobody brings anything. It's like everybody has a ton of ammo and no guns.
I thought you said, you told me that rumor gets around.
Yeah, that's funny. That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
Gun me up without any guns.
One guy out there, I got a slingshot.
I know, right? So I guess we shooting slingshot all day.
Yeah. But yeah, invest in a nice radio. I was looking at the Bofang, and then also I was looking at those CBs handhelds.
Yeah. I need to get into that too. So
yeah, I got an old one. It just makes some static noise, man. It's been around. I had it recalibrated in a long time. But this one right here. It's Midwest.
Yeah, that's it. That is the old school.
Yeah, this thing take about 9 batteries.
Oh, that's the double A?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing, too. Stock up on your batteries. Every time you go somewhere, get batteries. That's one thing I always grab. 1 or 2 of any different size.
Yeah.
Especially if you have optics. You got to make sure you have extras of those. I just had last week, one of my batteries went dead. I thought I had changed it at the beginning of the year, and I didn't. So I was out on the range, and it kept getting dimmer. Luckily, I did have extra batteries, but always have those on hand and in your kit.
Yeah, because this is a 40-channel CB transfer receiver.
Mm-hmm. How long will those batteries last, Matt? Do you know?
I haven't used them in a while, but I noticed very proficient.
Mm-hmm.
Just picking up channels and stuff like that.
Have you seen them put a link? Have you been to this site for the Baofeng? Let me see if I could. Well, I went to the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me send it to myself and then send it to you. But I don't know if I shared that site with you. Let me send it to myself. I'm going to send it to you. I sent it to you as well. I don't know if you can link that, put that link up. but-
Yeah, Paris. Yeah, I have a charging port with it also. It is true though. You can hear everything. But then again, on the Bofang, there's a certain way you hit your frequencies to hear everything as a CB radio. I haven't got to that part yet.
And that was part of the bug out. That was from the bug out bag builder
Yeah.
site. They have really, really good information. We want to share that. I mean, from medical to customizing different tools to just everything. It's a really, really good site. The article on Baofeng is really good. It gives you a good overall basic setup and it teaches you how to do the emergency frequencies and stuff like that. So
that's bugoutbuilder.com, right? Bugout-builder.com.
I sent it to your email. There's a link to the Baofeng one.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
So,
grab an email right quick. Can you
that's
still
really
see
good.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I sent that, but that's another thing you want to do in advance. You don't want to wait until stuff goes bad and you're trying to program your Baofeng radio and make sure it works. You can go to different sites and use that tool, that guide to have it pre-configured. You want it for your local area especially. So
okay, I just put it in here. There we go.
Yeah. And you can customize those to your area. It should be customized. And that's if you go to the radioreference.com site, they have national listings for every place that you can go in and put that information. So radioreference.com and just put in your area. You can tell them, put in what area you're in, and it gives you a list of everything local police, fire that you can program and monitor.
Yeah, that's where I got my emergency channels from.
Yeah.
When I got local.
And again, in advance, get it done,
yeah.
while you're thinking about it, while you have some time to do it, because doing it later is it's under the exit button. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to know.
So. Oh, you accidentally reset it. Yeah. That's a lesson though. You know how to do that. You know how to do it. So
yeah, that's a good thing because clean it and get it back up and running. Add stuff that you need and take away stuff that you don't.
It was funny. I was at work and they had the local hospital police, and I had my Baofeng on, and he was like walking by and it chirped on his channel, and it was because I listened to them. And he was like, "You're on our channel?" I'm like, "Yeah, why would I be? It's public knowledge. Why wouldn't I, check it out?" So it was like, it's good to know when you're going to different places. You can get kind of a heads up of what's going on. So say you were in a hospital and there was a shooting going on or something going on, an emergency going on, you can kind of get a heads up to those. And all those, that's public knowledge, public information. Those are all listed. Local hospitals, fire department, police departments, all that stuff's public information. So you're not breaking laws by monitoring it. If you broadcast on it, that's problematic. But if you're just monitoring it, then
that's what I have.
Yeah, that connection.
Cable.
Yeah, mine's here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little connection. And the other side, show the other side, Ben. That side, a lot of people have problems when they try to sync it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, you see how those little poles that stick out?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they don't fully sink in the end of the Baofeng. So you have to kind of shave down that little plastic to kind of give it a little bit longer so it can actually sit into and seat well. And that's a no-no with a lot of those Baofengs. So if you're trying to go online and program them, it's not getting a connection, just kind of shade that down. And then
And that's the plastic around the
the
bottom
little
part.
plastic that's on the bottom part, because it's too high. It's really, when they made them, a lot of times it's not quality controlled. So that
Yeah.
bottom edge, just angle it off, just get a knife
Okay.
and just kind of shave it down, and it fits perfectly. And then you'll all of a sudden you'll have a connection. I found that on an online tip on one of the sites. I can't remember, but because I was having trouble syncing it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is it a bad wire? And I looked it up, and
Yeah.
that's a known issue with those. So
Oh yeah. That is something.
yeah. Thank you. That's fact. Nora Armory, there's a lot of good people that are out there putting good equipment, quality equipment together. There's no excuse for you not to have medical. And I know medical is not sexy, but when you're bleeding out, yeah, it becomes real sexy. If you have a family member that's injured, it becomes vitally important. And there are people out there sharing information and giving information and having classes. Sign up for a class. There's lots of online resources. There's people that come in here and share information. So get your medical up. You don't want to be dependent on somebody coming to you who may be 30 minutes to an hour away, when something that you can do can save your family member. Something that you can do can save yourself. Something you can do can save somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot. It just takes effort and the want to do it. So get up, get out and do it. I know it's not like having a staccato. It's not all sexy and everything, having an IFAC kit, but make it pretend it's sexy.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? That's about saving a life and saving your own life.
Yeah, how awesome is that? Saving somebody's damn life. That's pretty awesome to me.
Yeah.
I've had
that was really smooth that what y'all put together out there at the meetup.
Yeah.
Took care of that lady, first aid,
First aid, to me, that's always been, working in healthcare for so long. That's always a good thing. It's, when you can change somebody's life, help somebody, make them a little more comfortable, do whatever you can do. So get your medical up. There's so many resources. There's so many good things out there. So
yeah,
spend a little time, little money, and get it done.
Yeah.
No mission without medical. That's what Brother Matt says. You got to have medical. Every time you go into any situation, medical should be there. Why don't you have it in your home? You should have it. And if you have it, you have to also train with it. That was my big thing when I went to that last course. It had been so long since I actually applied some of that stuff. It's like, get rusty with that stuff. So you have to practice it, do it, you train, go look at what best practice is. Because a lot of that stuff that we were doing, using two sticks, and putting sticks in the wound, it was like,
turning that thing, marking it off.
Yeah, like, they're taking the tourniquet off every 15 minutes, a lot of that stuff changes. Best practice, things have been learned, and there's standards that people follow. So get up and get out there.
Can't put that on there, $2.
That's gonna hurt $2. It might have medicinal property. I'm not saying it doesn't, but
yeah, you got people around here want to eat that tourniquet ties and stuff.
Yeah, put some good sauce on it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true, man. And people take time out to go through your first aid kits and get the stuff out that you don't know what it is. Look it up. Google it. Learn how to use it.
Yeah, practice it. Get your kids, incorporate your kids. Hey, pretending, you got an injury here, or pretend, show me how you would do this, or I'm gonna do this on you. And
yeah, don't wait to be labeled a TBQ. What is that? A tactical band-aid qualification. Just gotta be honest.
Make it fun. Just get it done, man.
Yeah. That's so true, man. At the end of the day, you really just go through your bags and stuff and look what you need to use and have and all that. Because, sometimes you can overflow your bag and turn it into a range bag and don't even realize
it. Yeah. I'm good with mine. I go through mine and take stuff out that shouldn't be there or that's too much. So it's not a static thing. It's always like a living thing. You're changing it, modifying it, making it work for you. Everybody's a little bit different, has different needs or likes different gear maybe or whatever, but having it and knowing how to use it, that's the key. Whatever it is, have it,
Yeah.
know how to use it.
VP,
Yes,
I got
sir.
a question for you.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
every bag you have in the house has an IFAC, or they're just specific set aside to certain ones?
I have every bag has a tourniquet.
Okay,
So every bag has a tourniquet, at least one tourniquet.
gotcha.
3 of my bags have IFACs in them. And then there's med, like my everyday carry bag. There's
Uh-huh.
med here and there. So like a boo-boo kit, there's emergency. I have tape, of course.
Gotcha.
In there, I have plastic that I always collect, so you can make on the fly chest seals. So I can just use that. Say there's multiple uh, gunshot scenario. So I have medical gear in there, but it's not a IFAC kit. There's medical kit, so I can do the basics. So I have 4x4s, so I can put pressure, I got pack wounds and stuff like that. So every one of my bags has some kind of medical in it and a tourniquet, just like my was in the garage, my chest rig. I have one here that has stuff for me. So if I go down, that's what somebody uses on me. I have a side bag which has gear in there, and have another side bag over here which has gear. So I tend to overpack medical because that's my deal. That's what I did. And then I have the big IFAC that I just got. I'm going to actually order another one. There's another one I want to get. So I like having multiple and having them in multiple places, and of course staging them. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you can ever have too many. I don't know.
Be honest with you, man, I learned a lot of first aid from watching the TV show. They had nothing to do with first aid
Yeah.
back in the days, and it was called CHIPS. And they used to have those scenarios, man, and be like, "Oh, that's how you use that."
Yeah. CHIPS. I remember that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of general information that's portrayed in the media. But it's good to get out and get that hands-on stuff because that's what kind of like a lot of those shows piqued my interest when I was growing up. The medical field would be something good. That looks like fun. So you never know where that's going to lead. So it's always good.
Got my chlorophyll today.
That'll work. One thing I used to always hate, I was a respiratory therapist. In every one of those hospital friggin' shows, you never see a respiratory therapist, but you always hear them overhead. Respiratory therapy, come to ER. Respiratory therapy, come to ICU. It's like, we already there. What are you talking about? Why don't they ever show us? We're always the first ones there. But they never.
So the person was already there. They just call them.
Okay. Yeah, but you always hear them overhead. Respiratory therapy report. That's just an inside observation, but you never see respiratory therapists in those shows, or very rarely. So we're usually always the first ones because in California we intubated, we event managed, we did a lot. But I always thought that was like weird. It's like,
yeah. So that's good. Yeah, that is something good, people. Just stay safe and keep yourself grounded.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, man.
That's another thing that we can go over one day. I don't know. Do you have nasopharyngeal airways in your kits?
Oh.
Because a lot of the old kits, they have oral pharyngeal airways, which basically is something you put in someone's mouth.
Oh, yeah, that little curvature.
Maintain an airway. A lot of times people have trouble getting those in place. Sometimes they can obstruct the airway more, whereas the nasopharyngeal airway can be a little bit easier to use with training and also protects that airway. And most modern kits, it's best to have those nasopharyngeal airways, but I notice a lot of them don't include them with it. So
you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't have an AED. AED, right? Airway emergency device.
Yeah.
I have to put that in my get home bag.
So it's good to have those. And they have different sizes. And one quick tip, a quick way to measure them, if you do have them, you measure from the earlobe to the tip of the nose. And that's how long, because they have different lengths. So you put it up to the earlobe, tip of the nose, so that's going to be a size that fits that person.
Okay.
That's how we always do it. We don't want to put one in quick, just boom, boom, slide it in and go. But that helps protect that airway. And just simple stuff like that goes a long way. Of course, I'm not a medical physician. I only pretend to play one on TV, but go out and get your training and learn how to use those devices.
I always had this question. When do you use those paddles?
To me, well, now they have the AEDs that kind of sync up. And more restaurants, what's up, hot tub? More restaurants and public places have those. So they're relatively easy to use. They walk you right through. So anytime somebody's having a coronary event, You put the paddles on, they'll read, and they'll basically walk you through it. So anytime you suspect something going on, they're pretty easy to use, and they're very, very scripted. The ones they use in the hospital, typically those are used only by emergency medical personnel who are trained on using those appropriately. Those are a little bit different, so it can do some damage. But the new ones are very, very, very easy to use, and they recommend that everybody or most places, public places, start having those because they can save lives.
Yeah,
They
I
really.
got you.
So
Yeah, because that's good to know, man. Because like I said, in that Houston incident, you took charge right away, man. Like, man.
Brother Dexter, yeah. Usually you want to do those on a wide awake person,
Yeah. Okay, they're talking about the NPA doesn't activate gag reflex.
Yeah.
NPA, can you iterate that?
NPA, portal airway, nasopharyngeal airway.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very easy to slide once you learn the angle and put it in there, lubricate it. Typically, you want to lubricate it. It just slips right in there, and that protects that airway. It's so easy. People think it's difficult. You'll get it in there. Of course, if somebody has massive facial trauma and stuff like that, that's one of the things you have to learn when and how to use them. So if somebody has massive facial trauma, you want to avoid that. That can get ugly, but there's a lot of simple things. Learning how to use a tourniquet, learning how to protect an airway, even if you don't have a device. Learning how to check a pulse, and see if because a lot of people will jump in and start doing CPR, and it's like, did you check a pulse? they may already have a pulse. It's like let's go, and they've made changes to CPR. So again, getting the CPR course and they'll teach you the right way in the.
That's something that it's something I'm gonna work on with my wife and whatnot. And just have her fall out on the floor,
Yeah.
Have some of these scenarios and get everything,
Yeah.
That's life threatening,
Yeah. These are for drill airways, yeah. But have that in your kit.
Yeah. Okay.
And most good kits now, their med kits, they'll start to put those in there. The older ones I see, they still have the oropharyngeal airways, which they'll be coughing, gagging, and they're a pain in the butt unless the patient's kind of out of it. And even then, they get PA.
That's good. That's good to know, man. I'm just glad that we just put this information out here for everybody.
I am seeing more and more people getting concerned about medical though, which is good. How about you fall out the floor? You fall out.
I need to fall out on the floor. Hey, that's something new.
That's funny. How you doing, Mrs. Porter?
She got me on that situation there. That's something good to know. But at the end of the day, we really, really, really need to know, make sure your bags are up, your ammunition, your magazines are working, everything is proficient, Get out there and go to the range and get you some range time.
Yeah.
That's something that we really
I'm really enjoying that Naga tip of the spear group because it's kind of forces you out of your comfort zone, doing the competitions and getting ready for that stuff. And so it's another way to get that training in and staying proficient and kind of see where you are and improving. Like today I very rarely practice offhand. And I realized I suck offhand. I was doing it. I did okay, but it was like, it just felt awkward. I'm like, okay, what if something happens to this arm?
Yeah.
I'm forced to do that. So it was just,
I
realized I need more practice doing that. So I'll be doing more dry firing, with that offhand and stuff like that. But
that's why, when I dress out with my vest and my battle belt, I always have a weapon on each side.
Mm-hmm.
This is a scenario, whatever I get hit, I can draw a weapon regardless. And if they hit both now, I got duck in the dodge.
Yeah, I guess you got to train with your feet. There's people that do that. Hey, they showed that one lady that shoots a bow and arrow with her feet. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that skill set. It's
Yeah.
something that's
I don't
on
have
a
that.
different level.
Yeah. It's amazing what you can do just if people put the work in, you know.
Yeah, this has been a good survival Saturday. Like I said, once again, stay safe, people. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, look out for your friends, your family, your neighbors, your community. You know, keep your head. You know, be that person that's taking the extra time, energy, and effort to make sure things are right. You know, somebody's in your neighborhood. You don't got to be Rambo and run up on them, but hey,
Yeah.
take note. You know, let them know. You know, you're kind of watching because a lot of times that'll scare people off if they think people are aware and kind of challenging them even if it's from afar. But always be safe. You know,
And
in every
also, and that's a good thing. Also, Parasite, make sure you get trauma plates behind those armor carriers. Because a lot of people don't realize that minimizes the bruise, and the broken bones and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm bad with that. I don't wear mine a lot. Like today, we were out training.
Yeah.
I wear my chest rig, but I don't wear the plates. I
Yeah.
probably should wear them more often just to carry that extra weight and stuff like that. But there's different levels, different type of gear that you can wear, whether it's softer metal or heavy armor, metal armor. So go out, do your investigation. Trauma plates help to prevent some of that, like you said, that bruising, that because if you get hit, or even for knife attacks, people, there's gear you can wear to prevent knife attacks and stuff like that. Some of those things, they're not knife safe, so do your due diligence, or but yeah.
Good to know, man.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing night vision, but anytime soon. But that kind of stuff.
I was like, honestly, I thought about the goggles, but I'm going with one binocular, scope size. That
Yeah. For me, it's just a cost thing. For most of the decent sets, it's like a $3,000.
Oh no, no, we ain't got to go there. No, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just you got stuff out there that don't even take that far.
Yeah.
You want to look and keep it moving. You're not running a whole drill like the SEAL units and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Okay, people who are going out and investing in nods. I understand owning a night. I understand that principle, this and the other. But is the average person going to be in that scenario? And if I'm in a scenario where people are coming after me with nods, something's wrong. Something's gone terribly wrong.
I beat 3 people when we were playing paintball at night, and they both had nods. Well, they all 3 had nods on. I beat them with a cigarette lighter, lit, and that was it. That was it. They couldn't see. That flash.
Yeah. So there's ways around it, but yeah, they do cost a lot. Hot tub, Tony. I work for a living, so I'm not gonna be getting any of those anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of gear. Some of it's I can understand why people use it, but
you get some of the black and white. Get the negativity ones from Walmart. They got some good views. I looked at some of them. I'm like, whoa, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I thought this thing was gonna be, you look at the lower price and like, oh, these cheap and all. But no, they have some really good ones.
Yeah, I have metal. Even though it's heavier, people complain about it, but I just work up to carrying that weight.
Oh yeah, ceramic. That is so true, Hot Tub Tony.
My son just slipped his report card under the table. This is not good. He got 98 average. That's not good. What happened to the other 2 points?
What?
He only got 98. He's only taking engineering, AP computer science, AP history, AP calc, AP physics, AP biology, and health. What's the problem? Where's the other 2 points? I'm joking. And next year, his schedule. Schedule for next year.
Yeah.
I had to not let my favorite. I was like, what? And he's taking some crazy AP courses next year. So
Wow, that's what I'm saying. When
I
you
gotta
saying,
show that off.
saying
So,
what 2 points, I was like,
yeah.
back here back in my head, like really?
So yeah, just one more year, senior year. Hopefully,
Look
get
at Cole.
the going. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the problem.
they own you, man. They riding you, bro.
Yeah, so I'm happy to
That's
go
all
take him out.
good.
Usually, when he gets his report cards, if he gets good, which he always does, I take him out to get something to eat. So that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. So I gotta pump him up. So
Oh yeah, he's doing excellent, man. At the end of the day, you be proud. Look at this.
yeah, that's why I always think about that. I'm like, those can be defeated so easy. It's like, yeah, you can see the knife, but any type of bright light, flashbang, anything, at least you're gonna temporarily have an advantage.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I got on the NOS thing and I was running training and stuff,
Hmm.
I had the worst migraines.
Yeah, because everybody's vision is different. So yeah, it's gonna cause.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah,
old school Gen 1s,
yeah,
Gen 2s, all them gens.
yeah.
They have you drinking gin after you wearing them things.
Lemon juice. Yeah, it's a thing, man. But
Yeah.
everybody, can spend their money. I mean, I see the advantage somewhat, but for the average person,
Mm.
it's not something you're gonna. There's so much more you could get for that $3,000.
Yeah. If you ain't,
Just think how much food and ammo and training you can get for $3,000. That's a lot.
unless you're doing night extractions.
Yeah. And if you're running in that kind of thing, if you're running that stuff, then something's wrong. If you need that, that's a whole nother thing. I do have smoke, yeah. Black, red, green.
Yeah. I actually got some orange.
I don't have any orange. I haven't been able to find orange.
Yeah, you know what? I picked that up at Academy.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Gotta go check. Every time I never see the orange.
oh, he talking about smoke bombs. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought what you mean by grenades or just emergency smokes?
That's what I have, the emergency smoke where you just and you can throw it up. Yeah.
See, orange smoke signal.
It's good to have.
Yeah.
Even as a diversion, it's just,
Yeah.
It's good to have in your kit.
Yeah.
Relatively
I got it. Well, they're coming to the smoke. I'm moving, seeing who's coming.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, BP, man, say we did it again, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody coming in and chatting it up.
Thank everybody. Appreciate everybody.
Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Stay prepared. It's crazy times. Doesn't look like it's getting better. So everybody do well.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming by today.
If you guys ever want to come in, chat up, have a subjects, get in the chat, come online,
Yeah.
talk it up,
Yeah.
If you have two old men up here just talking at each other, we want to see what y'all got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do this right quick for y'all. Put this right back out. Make sure y'all go to this site for your Bofang's. I just put that out there.
Yep.
Peace, Doc. Have a good one.
Doc. Love you, man.
Yeah. And we did it again.
Yes, sir.
And see you next Survival Saturday.
Take care. Peace.
All right.